So yesterday, no rain. Today, no rain. So been lucky. So I worked today cleaning the pool. Got the pool real good. You guys saw a couple videos ago where there was quite a few leaves from a rain and windstorm we had a few nights ago. So that's what Wilma and I did this morning. And now there's the boss. We are tackling the drain. So, we're learning as we go here, and you guys know we are not contractors. We're homeowners. So you could just see this design is just not good. So the number one thing that we saw, and remember, I believe the water is coming from doing the backwash. So I've learned not to backwash as much at a time, not to allow the water to come over here, because look at all the greenery. The rain now, normal rainstorms, the garden is handling itself. It's going down. It's not running down here anymore. When the water runs this way and comes down and goes out here, it's from the backwash when the pool gets over full, and I got to take 2 or 3 inches out. But we're going to go ahead and invest in doing a proper drain. So what Wilma and I just worked on, and this is only maybe 30 minutes in real time. We think that, and you guys know, longtime viewers, the cement bags that we poke holes in throughout the build along the fence to help with weeds coming up through. We're thinking this is causing some of the trouble. And when you look at these bags, no holes. So they did not poke holes in the bags. So I think that's holding water and allowing the water to rise and overflow and come down this way. So what we're doing is I'm pulling back the rocks, and Wilma's pulling out the bags, and we're pulling it out, the whole bag basically. So it's like I think 60 cm or 50 cm. So we're pulling that back. So that's now going to allow more water to drain down, because this was stopping it. So that's number one. Number two, I bought some piping, and a lot of you said, why don't you buy perforated pipe? It does not exist anywhere on this island that I've seen. I've been to every hardware store, large or small. This is what you got. So I got to drill holes in this, and I've done that in other areas, and it's worked fine. I've done it for the drains on both sides of the fence, coming down, as well as my leach field coming out of the septic tank. I drilled holes as well, just to have it drain away. So up by the house, we don't have any drainage issues at all. We did it right, but down here we did not. So I'm going to bring more rock in for over here, and here we're basically gonna, I have an elbow, and we're going to drill today holes in the pipe, and we're going to come out and start basically putting the pipe right alongside. And you can see we're starting to dig out now that we got the cement sacks out of the way. We're going to dig this down a little more. We're going to be high on this end, low on that end, so it pitches down. We drill holes in the pipe. I have a proper elbow. We'll do the same thing here. We'll pitch it down, and it pitches. And the thought process is that'll catch the water and allow the water to go down that pipe. And then what we're also going to do, look at all this dirt that's mixed in with the rocks, and that's because it's washed down. So now we're going to have to pull back this dirt, which is not a problem. That's what we'll do this afternoon. And it is hot, right, Wilma?
It's hot.
I mean, laser beam is right there, and it's definitely hot. So we're probably going to take a couple of breaks in the pool. We just got out of the pool about a half hour ago, maybe 45 minutes ago. But we're going to go ahead and dig down here. Make sure that we angle it correctly, get the rocks back, and then I'm going to start pulling back this dirt. And you can see here that the fact that we didn't quite finish the landscaping here, you can see that the dirt tapers nicely and then starts going down. So we'll pull this back and use the dirt in here, level it all out, and then obviously carabao grass / roots will start filling in. But we want to pull back enough so if water does come this way, that it will be lower than the top of the cement wall we have there, and it will catch the piping with the holes in it, and the fact that it's going to be tilted downwards, that'll carry it away. And that's going to be our project for today. Now what we're going to have to do is, once this is all done and we get the rocks all back in place, then we're going to have to wait for a big rainstorm, see how it reacts, and then we'll address this here. I can always do a proper drain under the concrete, because we do have conduit going under now for the electrical. I could just go next to it. Be a little work. That would be a separate project. And then I could connect this 2-inch pipe to a 2-inch pipe there and just run it out and out into past the property and out into the road. So that's going to be not today. That's going to be, call it a phase 2. We want to get this work done now. And I figure it'll take an hour or two to get this done. And just drilling the holes itself is going to take a little bit of time as well. So I'll go ahead and film this in stages, and hopefully we'll be able to get this all accomplished today. All right, so a good hour went by in real time, and you can see we got the pipe cut to length. The holes are drilled in it on both sides to catch any water. And now what we're doing is taking the pipe in and out, lining the bottom. I don't know if you can see it or not, but lining the bottom with some stone, some of the large stone, these large stones. Just lining the bottom and then getting the pitch correct. Then we'll go ahead and surround it, surround with these stones that are left over. Surround it so you won't see it. And then what we got to do at that point is start pulling back the dirt and getting it smoothed out and just on a nice angle going up. Is it perfect? Of course not. I had to make the perforations with my drill, and you can see the holes are not perfectly round, but you can see that it does taper down several inches. I'm going to say about 4 inches from here, because that's an inch high, and that's a good 3 or 4 inches down. So it might even be a 5-inch pitch. So most of the water is coming from this area here. So it's going to catch these holes, or at least that's the theory. Fill up, catch the holes, and go down. And hoping that the rock that we have under these pipes are allowing enough space so it doesn't get plugged with dirt. But it's going to some degree. But we're going to go ahead and now start filling this in once we get the pitch perfect. Get some more rock underneath the pipe, and then once we're satisfied, we're going to start filling in some rocks and pulling the dirt back and calling it a quick job. Again, probably a half-hour digging and an hour to get to this point, so we're in it about an hour and a half, and then we'll go ahead and take another half hour to an hour to cover this all up, and then we're going to have to wait for a big storm and see how this works. And if it does work, we're good to go. If not, we'll have to rethink it. So what do you think, Wilma, that we might have to do this again?
I hope not.
I hope not too, because it's hot, guys. I don't know. Can I turn the camera around here? Look at my face. Can you see I'm soaking wet for sure. It's definitely a very hot day. The sun is definitely out. We probably got another half hour to an hour to go, because I want to get all the rocks covered and then pull all this dirt back and get it to fill in this little bit of a low point. You can see it here, right? You see how it comes down and starts going down right here? Well, I want to pull all that dirt back here and just allow the stones to be on this way. So once this is done, guess where we're going?
Swimming.
What was that, Wilma?
Swimming.
We're going swimming. All right, so midway through, and this is what we're trying to accomplish. See, I'm starting to pull the dirt back. See how now the wall itself is higher than this area. Before, this was higher, and that's what was causing trouble too. So now we're trying to get a natural dip and then start pulling back the dirt. So you can see that that's starting to happen. I'm a little out of breath because we've been working hard here. But you can see now we're starting to fill in the rocks. And we put a good amount of rocks underneath. You can see that over here. Just to get the pipe up off the dirt and have rocks under it. And then as we're putting rocks on, we're pulling back and as you can see, adding more rocks on top. So obviously we need a few rains to get this area washed. But here is basically finished. And this area we're still working on. So you can see we're just adding, clean rocks right around the pipe. You can see there's rocks under the pipe, and then we'll just bury it. And it'll look like this. And then you can see here we got a lot of work to do yet. All this has to be pulled back to create that little gully right here. And then we have a lot of rocks that's buried in this dirt, which is going to be for another day. We just want to get this part done. And like I said, we'll watch it over the next couple hard storms. Look at Wilma's shirt.
I'm working.
We're working hard.
That's proof.
And it just, yeah, she says that's proof. Take a look. Hopefully the cloud there is gonna cover that laser beam, because boy, we've been working hard here. At least, I mean, we're close to 2 hours into it, but it's in the sun. And it's just really draining us out. So we don't have much to do. Maybe another half hour we'll be done. And then I'll show you the final product for today of getting the drain in, but not getting these rocks free from the dirt. That's going to be another day. I can definitely tell you're feeling better.
Yes, a lot better.
We got a lot done today.
Yeah.
So take a look. All smoothed out. I think we did a good job. And I'll tell you why. If you guys remember, the ground here was higher than this little concrete wall. And that's just a recipe for disaster. But I also think, like I mentioned in the earlier clip, those cement bags was causing trouble. So they're all pulled out. So now you can see that this wall is higher than here by several inches. So that's going to help automatically. But then we have the pipe buried. And that pipe is angled down and will now exhaust the water out right here. So obviously I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. But at least we have this part done. And you can see this is much better than it was, because this came down and basically went straight down. So now that we pulled all this dirt out, it's much more of an even slope. So I think we got it. So now we got to get some carabao grass and some weeds to grow in this area. And obviously the first couple rains, we're going to have to keep an eye on it for sure. But we do think now that we have that pipe, 2-inch pipe, that with the drilled holes pitched correctly, will now catch hopefully all the water and not allow it to go over the wall, but to exhaust and go out. And then I'll keep an eye on this area to see if I need to do something there. So there's our project for today. And take a look at this.
Gee. Feel good?
Ah, boys, that feel good. Refreshing. So in total, it took, what, we went 2 hours?
A little more than 2 hours.
2.5 hours
Yes.
to get that done. So definitely a pool break. Water feels good. We're still messing around with the idea of the pool heater. So we went yesterday and I bought some black pipe and I also bought some plywood and some screws. So we're going to be working on some kind of a makeshift heater. And it's all just a project, guys. Nothing serious. I'm not going to buy solar. I'm not going to put things up on the roof and things like that. I'm just doing a real cheap, just an idea that I saw on YouTube, just to see if we can raise the temperature of the pool a few degrees. But I'll tell you right now, it feels fantastic. Got some good news. Yesterday we had a visitor. John came up for a visit. So I did ask Gemelin, John's girlfriend, if it's okay if I use his photo on our video, and she said, yeah, no problem at all. And then I asked John the same question, and he gave me 2 thumbs up. So John's doing better. It's going to be a long recovery for sure. He's walking pretty good, and his memory has not back yet, so he's still dealing with that. But he looks good, and with some therapy, he's going to be as good as new. I did let both Gemelin and John know that a lot of you gave a lot of prayers for him, and he was very happy, and Gemelin also was very, very happy. So they wanted to say thank you to all of the viewers for all the well wishes for John. And here's a tip. Please wear a helmet if you're going to ride a motorcycle here. There's a few times where I haven't worn one either, or I wore one of those cheap ones that you can buy here in the Philippines. Make sure you invest in a very good helmet. It can definitely save a lot of trouble, and it can save your life for sure. Also, Wilma, we're over 500 subscribers with this last video.
Yes.
Yeah, we stopped counting this morning at 500 new subscribers just from that last video that we did, or actually 2 videos ago. I think we're right around 35,000 views, and it continues to climb. So guys, thank you for subscribing to our channel, and if you haven't already, consider it. And also what worked really well is we had a lot of shares on that video, the cost video, where you guys actually shared the video on your Facebook page with all your friends. And again, that's a good way to get our video out there for people that would never have seen our video. We've had a lot of new comments, things like, hey, I just subscribed, or hey, I just came across your channel today, and I just wanted to drop you guys a quick comment. So again, we really appreciate all the new viewers, and of course all of you have stuck around for a long time. We appreciate that as well. The last update for today is the month of July. We are keeping track of all our expenses. So there's a million budget videos out there, but a lot of the videos you see is guys that rent homes, and they're here, they're just starting out, and they're showing what their monthly spend is. So we'll be able to show you how much this house costs to operate, and then of course our regular expenses as well. So we started to keep track in July. So the first week of August, we'll do our first Building the Philippines budget video of how much it costs for a typical month here in the Philippines. So again, thank you for watching. Appreciate all the new subscribers, and thank you very much.